painting again.
Mr. Hill, call the roll, please.
Mrs. Cruson?
Here?
Mr. Harris?
Here.
Mr. McDonald? Here. Mrs. McFerrin?
Here.
Mr. Safko?
Here.
All stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome everyone to our September board meeting. Are there any changes to the agenda?
There are. Item 9, well actually I'm sorry, item 8 is going to be executive session.
Okay.
Then 8 will become 9. We're going to add a 10. 8 will become 9.
Executive session.
Yeah, 8 is executive, 8 becomes 9. We're going to add 10 to be in agreement with Jean Graham, which we'll talk about in executive. Then 9 will be 11. 10 will become 12. And 11 will be 13. And then we'll have another executive. I guess we could put it down as 14 if needed.
Motion to accept the minutes and the treasurer's report, or financial report.
Motion. Second?
Call the roll.
Mrs. McFerrin?
Yes.
Mrs. Cruson?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
And Mr. Safko?
Yes.
Okay, motion to approve the following. The appropriations measure for 2015. So items A and B, and then the certificate of estimated resources for 2015.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Call the roll.
Mr. Safko?
Yes.
Mrs. McFerrin?
Yes.
Mrs. Cruson?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Okay, item 5, motion to transfer $2,000 from the general fund to Title I to cover benefits costs that exceeded the Title I budget.
Motion?
Second.
Any questions about that?
Yeah, can you explain that a little bit?
Glad to. Title I budget was, I didn't get handouts from the board, but Title I budget was $182,482, okay, for the entire year of 2014. The budget is made up of costs for salaries, for benefits, for personal services and supplies. And the salary portion of that was $147,512. And we got to the end of the year, and we had overspent the benefit budget, which is your retirement, your Medicare, and your workers' comp. We had overspent that by $2,000. Well, it was too late to reverse the entries. And so the only way to fix it, since we didn't reverse the entries with the transfer, it would have been a general fund expense anyway.
Right.
You know, anytime you don't have enough money in the Title I budget or the IDEA, you know, we always plan for the expenditures to come out of there, and we plan certain ways to spend that money, and sometimes we exceed some of the costs in the budget. And the budget has to, if you're going to revise the budget, you have to revise it by the end of May, and we didn't know we were going to need to revise it, and then it kind of crept up on us, and so it's just a matter of moving the money in there to cover that.
Call the roll.
Mrs. McFerrin?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mrs. Cruson?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. Safko?
Yes.
Okay, item 6 is to accept the following donations. American Legion Auxiliary Unit 76 donated $200 to B.L. Miller's emergency supplies for them. Dan Burkhart donated $100 of his services for building repairs.
Motion.
Second?
Call the roll.
Mr. Safko?
Yes.
Mrs. Cruson?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mrs. McFerrin?
Yes.
Okay, item 7 is to grant several one-year limited contracts for the 14-15 school year, so it would be items A through E.
Motion.
Second. Call the roll.
Mr. Sacco?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mrs. Cruzen?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mrs. McFerrin?
Yes.
Okay, item 8 then would be to go into executive session.
Motion?
Should we see what the gladiators have? 'Cause they probably don't.
Sure.
They probably don't need to.
You okay? Absolutely. In case we're in there a while.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. My name is Rodney Smith, and I'm here representing the Ohio Gladiators. And what we are here for is to ask, once again, to be able to possibly use the Sebring High School football field in the off-season, going May through August. We have 5 games this year that are homebound, considered homebound. In the year past, you did offer us the field one time, which they did use. They also used a couple other fields. I have 18 kids on this. Well, I have 36 kids on this team. I shouldn't say kids, but they're all a lot younger than me. Now of those 36, 18 of them have actually graduated from our own school here. So that's a compliment back to us that they've come back to play. They've approached me this past year to come and coach, which I'm excited to do. I've coached here in town at our high school level in football and baseball, so most people know who I am. But again, we would like to be able to use the field. There are some things that have been brought to us from this league, this organization, that have become mandatory on our part to represent for them, which one is we have to offer them a locker room for the out-of-town ones. Obviously, we don't need a locker room for most local guys. We would like to be able to use the field at night. Any cost incurred for electric or anything like that, we would gladly take care of. We do have an insurance policy that we do have here for you. That does take care of if we do destroy the field in any way, which I don't foresee that coming. We will also take into consideration if it were to rain and that field were to be unplayable, we'll take our game to another facility. We'll have a backup facility that we'll use. We do want to use our field though, as much as possible. We're trying to, we've been denied support as far as sponsorship from in-town businesses because of the fact we're not playing in town. They want to see us play in town. The game that they did have last year produced a little over 200 and some patrons to come through and watch the game, which that's pretty good for a bunch of young men that play football. The concession stand that you offer, you know, we're hoping that maybe the athletic boosters would want to be interested in taking part of that. Of course, you know, the only thing we take is the gate, and that's paying back the use of the field, the use of the lights, and then, of course, our insurance and things to get these guys what they need as far as equipment and uniform and so forth. Other than that, anything else we need to add to this, gentlemen? Of course, you got 2 Sebring alumni right here. Most of you know Dakota. I think the town knows Dakota. We all know me as well. Officer Harris knows it better. But again, you know, we're just asking for you to extend us. We will get you a schedule. It has not been released yet. Dakota goes up. Actually, 2 gentlemen, which is fun for us. 2 gentlemen, Dakota and Seamus, both have made the All-Star team, which is picked by their peers, not the players, but the peer coaches. And they'll be playing in Medina at their field up there on the 28th of September. So we have not actually just produced football players, but good ones. But we will be able to produce to you a schedule, our insurance, anything else that you request, we'll make sure that we get that for you. But again, I guess the main thing is that we would need just one locker room, just for those guys, and usually the one closest to the inset there is the one. And Mr. Papik has already, on his end, has already donated, the last I was told, has donated his time. He would definitely be here for us to doing maintenance or housekeeping that needs to be done. But of course, these guys would take care of the housekeeping as well as they did in the past. We're trying to get more involved in the community as well. Kyle last week, Friday, helped in the game win. He ran the chains. It was only for our purpose. But we are trying to get more involved. I'm sure if you've been to the games, you've seen these guys there, and they are proud of who they are. This young man here has a long drive to get here. He came here just for the purpose of this meeting. So on that, I do appreciate your time, and I'll give you this, and if you need any names or phone numbers, we'll get those for you at the end of the meeting.
Thank you. Thank you, Rich. Yeah.
I would also like to add, we are currently do food giveaways and food drives at local churches. Like you were saying, we're trying to be more involved in the community. There's several teams from several areas in this league, and they will all tell you we have a reputation of class and respect, because that's the most important thing, especially when you represent not only your team and your coaches, but the area that you're from. And we all play to the utmost, I guess, highest level of sportsmanship, and we encourage that, as does the league. So hopefully, we're trying to bring something more positive to the area, and get more people involved with our organization, and have it be a happily coexisting partnership between us and the community, not just with us. And I would also like to add that we pay to play. We don't get paid. We don't benefit. We do it because we love the game that we play, and we want to represent the area that we're from. That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yep.
All right, I'm going to get this information. We'll take the information.
See, I know where you live.
Stop it. As long as you're social.
Exactly.
I didn't know how long we were going to be in executive.
Yeah,
Well, I do
that's-
appreciate
yeah,
it, John. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
I have one question while I'm sitting here thinking about this. Locker room. Because I do have a concern about the locker room.
Sure.
So you have insurance for the field.
And they cover, you'll see that it covers.
Covers.
It would also cover the locker
Complete
room.
umbrella, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And plus that's one reason why I say that locker room, being here as long as I have and coaching, that locker room conceals. You're eliminated from any other part of the building.
No,
And any damage done, that's covered in that policy.
Yep.
Someone getting hot-headed and involved.
Yes, correct. No, absolutely. I'm totally on that. And that's going to happen.
Thanks.
We had a motion.
I made the motion.
I know, but I
Need a
don't
second. It wasn't a second.
I didn't even do the motion.
Motion for
Go to
executive
executive
session.
I'll second, since I'm the one that interrupted.
Okay, second, and then roll call.
Call the roll.
Mrs. McFerrin?
Yes.
Mr. Safko?
Yes.
Mrs. Cruzen?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.